I know, and we were talking about, hey, think about the sponge that's sitting right beside your counter or right beside your sink. Does it look bad? Does it smell bad? Or maybe it looks something like this. You can actually completely get rid of all those old sponges and quite frankly never use a traditional sponge again because of course, the brilliance of Debbie Meyer.
Well, you know, I'm always solving my own problems first.
Yes, you are.
I was walking past the sink. I go, what is that? I thought it was something in the drain, and then I realized it was this. It was my sponge. I started throwing away my sponges. One sponge every Sunday morning was going in the garbage. And I was realizing how much that was costing me. And I didn't want to have to do that because I also considered that wasteful. So I decided to actually create a sponge that was completely different. This is called a sponge. This is called a sponge. That's where the similarity ends. All right, we're going to get rid of that for now. My original Debbie Meyer Genius sponges have over 1,000 5-star perfect reviews. That's a sponge.
That's a sponge. Who gets so excited about a sponge they're willing to go and write about it?
And thank you for doing it. This sponge is completely different from any other sponge you've ever known because my sponge is actually made with natural ingredients that inhibit the growth of molds and bacteria in and on the sponge for the life of the sponge. The other side of the original sponge is green. It's a little scrubby. It's safe for nonstick. It's safe for your ceramic top stoves. It's safe for everything. I use it every single day to wash my dishes and everything. My sponges will never smell. They will never get hard. They stay exactly like this for the life of the sponge. Today, I've added a new sponge to the set. We are going to get 12 of my original sponges and an additional 6 of the new ones. Front is exactly the same Debbie Meyer Genius sponge. The rear is now silver. Silver means scour. That is for heavy-duty scouring. It's for your grill pans. It's for your broil pans. It's for bakeware that has baked-on stuff. It's for stainless steel cookware. It's for outdoor grills. Please make sure it's cool before you try to scrub it, but it will scrub your grill clean. And guess what? It will always stay soft, even while you're using it. You can't get a splinter. It can't hurt you, but it is very rough and it is very abrasive, so no nonstick for this one. And it has all the same properties as this one. It's just the way the fiber is twisted and woven on this particular sponge. So you're getting both. Now, another thing about my sponges, they will hold 22 times, it'll hold 22 times its own weight in liquid, and it absorbs 40% more than an ordinary sponge. But let's talk about ordinary sponges for a moment because I have a tape that was made by the independent laboratory that tested my sponges for their efficacy. What you're gonna see right now is that ugly sponge that's probably sitting next to your sink right now. We see those little things? They are duplicating as you're watching them. That's what stinks. Bacteria smells when it replicates and it reproduces. Simply switching to one of my Genius sponges next to your sink, watch this. Poof, poof, poof. That's showing you that my sponges will not support the life or growth of, and I'm talking about stuff, molds and bacteria like salmonella, staph, black molds, all the things that make us sick, as well as many, many others I can't pronounce. And absorbency, I'm gonna make a mess, like I always do in the kitchen. When I make a mess in the kitchen, I don't have to do anything special. I just throw my sponge on it and let the sponge do the work. And I'm hoping we can actually see this.
See, it's actually pulling it in.
It's pulling it in to the extent that in a moment there's going to be a separation between the puddle and the sponge because it actually, there it is. Look at that. And underneath, it's almost absolutely dry.
Well, just in that, just for that instance alone, just like a super sponge, right? How much do you spend on paper towels every month? Yeah. I mean, Debbie is all about saving us money, saving us time. Yeah, look there, isn't that funny? Oh, there you just saw it. Look, it's completely separated.
It's completely separated because the sponge has picked up everything. When I pick up the sponge, the surface under it is almost absolutely dry. So I keep these also, not just kitchen, I keep them in the bathroom because where do you have the most water? I mean, really?
No,
next to every sink. So people can wipe up their sinks and they're done. And you put it down, you rinse my sponges. How do you take care of them? You don't. You rinse it out under the running water, put it down. Tomorrow morning, it's like a brand new sponge because nothing can live on it, nothing can grow on it, nothing can be replicated on it, so it's healthier.
Oh, wait, just real quick, I want to point out the little thing beside you. It's a this day only, and I kind of want to explain that, and then we got more to show you. But what's a this day only? And it's kind of vital now because we're at 9:30 on the East Coast. This day only is like a temporary Today Special. It's one deal, one day, and at midnight, it completely changes. It's actually going to go up in price. We all need this. It's just like your green boxes. We all need containers to put our stuff in, get smart containers. We all need sponges. Get a smart sponge. And really, my producer and I, Catherine, were talking about it. Why would anybody have traditional sponges? Like the next time you go to the groceries and you buy that 2-pack and then it gets smelly and nasty and it's so awful and you throw it out, or it gets hard because they harden so fast, you're gonna think about this moment. So just like the green boxes, change the sponges you're using. These last a very long time, by the way.
You know what, I'm actually gonna go back here for a moment because I wanna show you about lasting. I talked about these sponges lasting longer. Each sponge lasts the equivalent of 15 ordinary sponges.
Wow.
In a set of 8, and okay, I'll do the math for you.
Thank you.
In a set of 18 sponges that you're going to get means you don't have to buy 270 of these.
Crazy. Think of how much the savings is.
270 ordinary sponges instead of 18 of mine. And my 18, by the way, these became the stocking stuffer of the year. I was hysterical. People were saying, I'm giving your sponges as stocking stuffers. So we actually did a holiday version this year for the first time. And it was tremendous. I loved it. People were sending me pictures of their kids holding sponges.
That's awesome.
You know, so I'm going to go over behind. I'm going to sneak behind Suzanne.
I'd rather have a sponge than coal. My stocking.
Yeah. I wanted to show you the items, give you some ideas about the items that you can use this heavy-duty scouring side on. This is my roasting rack. Look how gorgeous my roasting rack is.
It looks very nice.
From turkeys to chickens to roast, whatever it is, this is what you would use it on. Bakeware that has all that burned on little, you know, and there's always little bits. My sponges always stay soft. Even the scouring side stays soft. You don't need any extra different kinds of cleaning agents. Use dish soap, and then you can clean inside spaces because it's always going to be soft. This is never going to hurt you. You cannot get splinters from this. It doesn't come off, and it doesn't hold on to anything. When you rinse it, it rinses clean. On the green ones, if you've ever picked scrambled eggs out of a scrubby before, you don't have to do that anymore because you just rinse it under running water. Right. I'm embarrassed to say that I own these pans.
She was funny. She's like, I actually brought pans from home.
I actually brought pans. Look at that pan. Look at the difference. That's the burned
Explain how you cleaned it. How'd you clean that?
I only dish soap, water, and my scrubber.
That was it. You didn't use any kind of specialty,
nothing,
whatever.
Nothing. And look at the difference. I mean, it actually looks practically new.
That's awesome.
And I'm very excited because I was embarrassed about this. Now, this one is a little harder to see, and I always try not to catch the light badly, but oh, that's good. Look at that. Yeah. Look at the difference. This is the side how it was. This is the side after I used that heavy-duty scour. Suzanne, feel it. It actually feels silky.
Oh my gosh, it does.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh, you're totally right. Wow.
Yeah. So it's like a new pan. Because this is non-stick, I can use it on the inside as well. But do not use the heavy-duty.
No, because this is stainless steel.
Yeah.
You can use it on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not use this on your non-stick.
Right.
Because it's too abrasive for that.
You want to use the green guy. Green is go.
Green is go.
This is serious scrubby. Okay,
silver
that's like
for scour.
Yes, silver's for scour, green for go on everything else.
So your broiler pans, your things for the grill, all of those things.
And you know what's interesting? To talk about the issue of taking that old sponge. Oh, I got the old sponge and I'm going to clean my baby's crib or my baby's little high chair. Like think about what's in that sponge. Oh yeah, and you go and you wipe up the counter and then you go to the baby's high chair and you're wiping it, and that's that sponge that smells. Even if you have a sponge that doesn't smell but doesn't have this technology, it's harboring all that, isn't it?
What did I just do? I just put all that stuff all over everything else that I own. Get rid of that. It is nothing but, it is a science experiment, and it's an experiment in terror as far as I'm concerned, because I don't know what's living in there. Again, when you make a mess, all you have to do is take one of my sponges and drop it on top of the mess. It is absorbing without trying. I'm not even touching that sponge, and it's sucking it up right there. When I lift this sponge, actually underneath, it's virtually dry.
Crazy.
It holds 40% more than an ordinary sponge and 22 times its own weight in liquid.
It's like a super sponge.
It is, yeah.
And it's funny because you know what? You'll never go and use another sponge again. And here's what's really funny. I've used yours for years, ever since you launched them. And I start to run out, and she knows I get this little panic thing. I look at her, I'm like, I need more sponges. You sort of become like a sponge junkie. You're like, you know, oh, Deb, my sponge, I need one.
And when I'm sold out, people go crazy.
Oh my gosh,
I get so many emails.
I just got an update too. The 4 flex that you see right there on the screen, it actually ends tonight along with the pricing. So if you, it's one of those things you go, why would anybody write a review about a sponge? Well, it's gotta be really, really a special sponge if people are willing to go online and rave about it, because most sponges just aren't that exciting. But it really does make a big difference, not only in cost savings, but really you're not taking and you're cleaning up the chicken liquid, and then tomorrow you're spreading it around, you know, on your baby's high chair.
Let's talk about cleaning the thing you're cleaning with. All right, some people will say, put your sponge in the microwave. Oh no, I am not putting this filthy thing in a place where I cook food.
That's
absolutely not. Put it in a dishwasher. Dishwashers don't necessarily get hot enough to sterilize anything. They might even make it problem worse because they're warm enough to warm up that bacteria and mold.
Oh, get it all excited.
Get it all excited,
Grow
right?
some more, yay.
With my sponges, you don't do anything to clean them or make them work. You just rinse under the sink like you ordinarily would. Put it down tomorrow, it's a new sponge. I want you to look at the shape. See that curve and that curve? I did that especially for you ladies. I have a relatively small hand. I wanted a sponge that fit my hand. I didn't want to have to stretch, and I didn't want something that was too thin. Why didn't I want it too thin? Because I didn't want my nails to touch the scrubby side.
She thought of it all.
I didn't want my nails to touch that. So I can scrub pans without ever touching the scrubby
And Deb,
side.
take us back to the technology again.
This technology is natural ingredients incorporated in the construction of the sponge. This sponge will last the equivalent of 15 ordinary sponges. What you're looking at right now is that ugly piece of sponge that you probably have sitting next to your sink right now. That bacteria and mold is duplicating. It is reproducing as we speak, as we watch it. That's what smells when it's duplicating itself. Switch to one of my Debbie Meyer Genius sponges and you will have the cleanest sponge every single day. You see how they're just going poof, poof, poof? That's because my sponges are specially designed to not support and in fact inhibit the growth of molds and bacteria in and on the sponge, and that includes the scrubby sides, for the life of the sponge.
It's great.
It's so simple. You do nothing. Again, I don't like moving parts. You do nothing to make them work. You do nothing to have to clean. You do nothing, nothing, nothing except use it, rinse it, put it down. Tomorrow morning, I'm picking up a brand new sponge. That's as simple as you get.
And something else here, I really, you know, kind of dare you to try it, because you know you're looking and you're going, seriously, now it's a sponge, like, oh yeah. And trust me, Debbie can't say any of this unless it's all been approved legally and all the scientific testing. She can't come out here and say that. So get it at home and use our FlexPay, which is on Flex Guys, we're doing $4.99. You pay off your sponges in 4 months, okay? That is for tonight only. So you'll know within a couple weeks, because guess what? It's not gonna have the slime, it's not gonna ever be hard, and it's not gonna have that nasty smell.
That's the most disgusting smell.
Oh, it's the worst smell. And you know, we'll hang on and keep using that old nasty sponge, but really think about just transferring all of the stuff to all the different surfaces around your house. You're getting a huge configuration. It's 12 of the green guys, which are her originals, and now this is brand new. It's a world launch today. You're getting 6 of the scouring, and this is true scouring. I mean, take it to that grill. Those really hard to clean things. Do not use this on nonstick, you guys. Don't do it. This is for real scouring. And yet it's still super soft. And you said it's even softer when it's wet.
When it's wet, I was worried about it. I said, why is this scouring side so soft? And then I started using it. I'm going, oh my gosh, why does it have to be rough and tough on your hands? But you're getting 18 in this set, right? The 12 of my originals, the 6 of my new scouring sponge, and that means you are not going to have to buy, come over here, look, 270 other sponges.
All right, Miss Deb, I'm going to see you in a couple of minutes. So 15 minutes, or no, at the end of next hour, you're going to come back and we'll take one last look at her green boxes, which is going to save you a ton of money. So if you missed it, you got to stick around to see how she's going to save you a lot on your